You have clicked on this video because there's a version of you that's tired of linking your worth, of linking your sense of self feeling enough with perfectionism compensating for the lack of self healing you have, from the lack of self love you have, and from the lack of sense of self worthiness you have within. So, if this is something that resonates with you, that you relate to, this video is going to help you understand why perfectionism creates more doubt than good and how to focus on alignment. Why? Because alignment gives you direction. It will bring you clarity and will get you closer to your inner truth. And this will get you closer to your authentic self and will make you be able to live a life fulfilled while excelling in all of the things you want to excel, but by accepting that you are human and by not making you reject your humanity and making you perform. Because that's what perfectionism does to you. It makes you reject your humanity. It makes you reject that making mistakes is bad, that you should excel in all of those things, when in fact, this will get you closer to self love, to self healing, because by understanding that you make mistakes, by accepting all of who you really are, you're going to be in a place of fulfillment, of alignment, and of healing towards yourself. So, let's talk about why perfection isn't the solution and never, ever, ever will be. Perfectionism is based on fear, not on growth. Most of the time, when we try to excel in all of the areas that we want to be perfect in, it comes from either a sense of self of fear of being judged, a fear of not feeling good enough, or a fear of being rejected, either internally how we feel about ourselves, or either externally because we are scared of what other people will think of us. But most of the time, it's gonna come compensate for how we truly feel within. Because if I'm perfect in everything I'm doing, then at least it makes me feel better about how I'm truly feeling within, how I'm truly feeling like I'm not enough, how I'm secretly judging myself, how I'm secretly lacking self empathy and self love towards myself. And anything built on fear will keep us small than expanding us. The second thing, it disconnects you from yourself. It makes you focus on how you look, on how you perform, on how you're perfect in everything you're doing, and it can lead you to burnout because it makes you forget everything except how you feel. It makes you forget how you feel. It makes you ignore your needs, your truth, your intuition, what your body, your soul is telling you, because what matters most is being perfect, right? What matters most is excelling in the things I'm doing, right? Do you see how it is harmful? Do you see how perfectionism hurt us more than anything good? It makes you reject who you are. It makes you reject the fact that you're human and you have the right to breathe, to be alive, and to not always be perfect. I came to the conclusion that it is self-sabotage. It is hating and disliking yourself. It's making you it's making you reject your own humanity. How can it makes you hate and dislike yourself more than that? The third thing, it kills self-trust. You stop trusting yourself because nothing ever feels good enough. Why? Because perfectionism is an illusion. There's always going to be something you can improve, you can change better. So after it makes you doubt yourself, it makes you doubt even more than you were feeling before implementing this pattern, implementing this thing. And self trust comes from trusting yourself, from letting yourself make mistakes and get up and try again. So it kills self trust because it makes you focus on anything else but yourself. It makes you only focus on the performance. It makes you literally reject your authentic self. It makes you reject your own person. How cruel is that when you think of it that way? And I'm someone that used to struggle with perfectionism, and I came to this conclusion and I was like, I am never, ever, ever continuing this pattern. Even if sometimes you might not stay 100% on the path you want to be, you might make mistakes, or you might come back to certain patterns. What matters most is coming back to your inner truth, to your authentic self, to what feels true to you, and accepting and bringing yourself self-compassion, self-love. Do you guys see how cruel it is to act that way with yourself? And so, the fourth thing, it makes you reject your own humanity. Your flaws, your emotions, your patterns, they are not negative thing. They are informations about what you need more self-love towards, about what you need more self-compassion towards, and they are information. And so, as I said earlier, perfection makes you be someone you're not. Instead of understanding yourself, it makes you reject all of who you are and makes you try to be someone else that is perfect, that excel in all of those things, that shows up unauthentically, that shows up in a certain way so people will accept them, so people will not judge them. Deep down, when you come back home after acting that way, after being that way, you feel even worse about yourself. You feel even worse. I 100% believe this is self sabotage towards us. So, why perfection isn't the solution? It keeps us stuck. It's an impossible goal. And when have you seen someone being perfect growing? Our mistakes makes us grow, makes us understand what brings us, and that's the best thing is that your mistakes will get you closer to your inner truth, to your authentic self, because it will make you understand what you want to pursue doing, what you should do less, what you should change, and it makes you closer to actually the person you know you are, because it makes you understand yourself. So, what alignment actually means? Our thoughts, actions, values, intentions are in harmony with the truest version of who we are and with the person we want to become. So it's living in a way that will reflect our inner truth and how we really are and how we actually deep down want to show up out there. Without the perfectionism, you know deep down how you want to show up. When I wasn't even confident, when I wasn't even where I am in the place where I am right now in my life, I knew deep down how I wanted to act, how I wanted to be. So start living with your truth. And I know it's scary because it's making you get out of your comfort zone. To be authentic, it's hard, it's scary. You don't know if people are going to reject you, you don't know if you're going to be accepted. But I promise you, try it one time. Try one time. You don't need to show up like totally authentic the next day. But just try certain things and you will see there's nothing to be scared of. And you will feel so good being in an alignment with your inner truth, with your authentic self, that I promise you, you're going to be so happy. And after that, you're going to be living accordingly in alignment with the life you actually want, with the life you're actually meant for. Because perfectionism make us think that, okay, we're going to excel in this, we're doing this perfectly, that's amazing. But what about living in truth with who you are, accepting yourself, accepting you will make mistakes, accepting your authentic self? That's what life is about. And even when we will make mistakes, this doesn't reflect the real alignment, because the real alignment is even if sometimes you're not 100% of the time on the path you want, or you go back to certain patterns, you know what's true to you and you come back to it. So, how does awareness leads to alignment? The moment you understand why you act the way you do, why certain patterns show up, why certain flaws trigger you, things start to change. Not because you forced yourself to change, but because understanding them naturally creates alignment. Because when you understand why you act a certain way, you finally have the power to choose differently for yourself. And you know what is meant to get you closer to your inner truth and what is holding you back and keeping you stuck from evolving. So now let's talk about how to stop chasing perfection. As I say in all of my videos, you have to observe yourself, understand yourself, because without awareness, you will never be able to create real change and change your patterns and change and understand even why you act the way you do. So anytime you feel the need to be perfect, to act perfectly, ask yourself, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of not being good enough? Are you afraid that people won't like you? And are you afraid of making mistakes? Because if you make mistakes, then this determines your self worth, how much you're capable of accomplishing things. And what are you trying to protect? Are you trying to protect internally, deep down, how you see yourself, how others sees you? And are you judging yourself so much because you're lacking self compassion, self love, so you're trying to compensate it with perfectionism? Because this is a defensive protective mechanism. It makes you protect how you feel inside and makes you act a certain way so you don't get to feel those emotions, those healing things that needs to be felt. And ask yourself, why are you so hard on yourself? Why are you so hard on yourself? Why are you asking so much for yourself? And I am the first one to believe in discipline, in staying consistent, in excelling in the things we make. But when we think of it, perfectionist makes us reject who we are. It makes us even dislike, hate ourselves. Because if I make a mistake, then I'm not good enough. And it makes you have such negative patterns about the person you are. And do you really want to treat yourself that way? You don't deserve to let yourself treat yourself that way. You deserve to let yourself have self love, self compassion, and welcome yourself with the good and the bad, and try your best. What matters is trying your best. Perfectionism will never get you there. And I promise you, you will feel so much better. And it hurts my soul that some of you guys act that way. And I've been there. And not so recently ago, I was like that, but I came to the conclusion that it's literally rejecting your person, it's rejecting your authentic self. Choose progress over perfection, doing your best. As I told you guys, perfectionist makes you hate, dislike yourself even more. It makes you hide certain traits of yourself. Do you really want to be that way? And I am not telling you to be a mean person, to not control yourself if sometimes you're impulsive, you act a certain way, but you cannot excel in everything. You have to understand that what matters is alignment, because alignment will bring you, it will give you direction, and it will make you show up, try, and be honest about the person that you are. And clarity comes from moving in truth. It doesn't come from performing flawlessly. So, guys, please start small, set yourself small goals. You bring yourself self compassion, self love, understand the root cause of your perfectionism. I heard and I read somewhere that sometimes perfectionism also comes from maybe when your parents were always telling you something and you were always getting told about certain mistakes. Like you were always making some small mistakes and you were always getting yelled at and getting told things after. Perfectionism will show up as a way to protect yourself from ever getting told those things, and feeling like you're good enough because you've been so much told those negative things. And I'm not talking about big mistakes, I'm talking about just small mistakes where you had to control everything you were doing, or if not, you were getting told something. So guys, understand the root cause of your perfectionism, and please welcome yourself with self love, with self compassion. You guys deserve it. And when you will accept the person that you are, with the good and the bad parts, you're going to naturally be in alignment, because you're going to be in alignment with your inner truth, with your authentic self, and you will naturally will know what you should continue doing, what you should stop, and you will just be fulfilled because you're going to be acting in alignment with the life you've always knew you've been destined to have, with the life you've always wanted to have deep down, without the limiting beliefs, without the patterns you had. Or because deep down, even if you have this pattern, you know how you really want to live, you know how you really want to be out there. We all know it. The only thing that there is to change is how we think. The awareness will make you bring and create real change, because it will make you understand the root causes and will make you heal those things. So thank you, my angels. I really immensely hope this video could have helped you understand better why perfectionism creates more doubt than any good and makes you have more harm in your life, and why alignment is the solution. Thank you, my angels.